Hello and welcome to the No Huddle Football Podcast. I'm your host Chris. With me, as always, Ryan. How you doing today?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. How about yourself?
Yeah. Doing pretty good. Pretty good for a Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
We are all set for the Super Bowl, but before we dive into that and any predictions or thoughts, we'll start with the games we had this past week, the AFC and NFC Championship games. They both, I thought, were good in their own respect. Both of them coming down to a one-score game. Opening up, we had Kansas City going into Baltimore. What did you think overall about this game?
It went as expected. All elements, really.
Yeah,
Kansas City was our pick from the beginning. Like, no matter how their season went or the fluctuations, that was our pick. No matter how they got there, that's a different story. But from what I witnessed, they had a lot of help. It seemed very odd. Just some of the very crucial calls. I mean, the Ravens did shoot themselves in the foot too. I won't let them skip out on that, but some weird stuff. That's all I'll say. It's just
yeah.
weird. It's just weird. It's just unfortunate that the games are, I think, moved
Listen,
along accordingly like that.
they have taken the Patriots spot.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
have. I
a
was
lot
thinking
of
about
people
the
have
other
said
day.
about
Yeah.
the Patriots years ago. Um, Talking to Miranda about years ago it was the Patriots, the most hated team. Maybe get some calls. Along came a young Patrick Mahomes, and we all looked at him as like the savior. Like, please throne them. We want them out of here. And now, flash forward a few years later, now they're the villains. They're the top heels in the NFL.
But how I see it, and this is, I'm gonna try to like distance myself from being a Tom Brady fan on this. They were a little like it seemed more subtle with the Patriots. Yes, they had like the cheating allegations and this and that, but it seemed like because of Tom Brady and his professionalism, it seemed like that was just how they did it. And for the most part, it probably was. But like the villain was because Tom was so good, because Belichick was so smart. But this definitely seems like yes, Patrick Mahomes is super good, very talented. Travis Kelsey's also a freak of nature, and Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. However, it's a little more egregious that things that I see than back in the day of the Patriots. Like you can say the Tuck rule or whatever, but that was a rule. Like they just no one fucking knew about it, but it was a rule. But tackling a dude before the ball's even near him in the end zone and saying that the interception happened before the movement of the receiver, that is not true.
No.
So it went as expected.
Yeah, I know there's some people that were upset. I think the one thing that wasn't expected that I didn't realize in the midst of the game, but I realized afterwards, Ravens, the thing that got them where they were to be the number one seed and so dominant, running the ball. And that's always a staple, typically a staple of championship
Mm-hmm.
caliber teams. And you take away Lamar Jackson's 54 rushing yards, their running backs have under 30, where they have 27 rushing yards of 8 attempts, 8 for 27. By far their lowest. Like that's normally like a first half of first quarter total for them. Whatever reason, they just completely, and it's not that they were out of it. It's not like they were super far
Yeah.
behind. I don't understand why they would have got away from the run. That's what they're good at.
Jim Harbaugh was like fucking leaving all sorts of texts and goddamn voicemails on Johnson, like, fucking run, dude. It got me a national championship. Fucking run the ball. Nope.
Oh, like it just, I don't know. Were they think that any part of them was maybe trying cut off their game plan because you're going against Patrick Mahomes? He's hailed as like he's the top quarterback, and you want to show you can go toe to toe with him, but that's Lamar's game. I'm not ragging on Lamar. I think he's better than most people give him credit
Yeah,
for.
for sure.
But the foundation of your offense is running the ball, which I personally like. Teams have a well established run, and that's what they had all year to this, and you're almost not running the ball at all. And it's just Lamar dropbacks left, right, and center, and it working, and they just kept at it.
What I don't understand is like the gameplay going into that. Like you said, like why didn't you just run the ball? Like, but like I think about the other part of it. Like, what is the coach thinking when they're like, you know what, let's like why they made that decision of not to run it? You know, like what did they
Yeah.
see in the various game tape? They're like, we're gonna fucking throw it. We feel more confident in Lamar's arm. What it was like 80-20 arm we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then do you take it up one because you know that's assistants and coordinators making those game plans, and they bring it up to Harbaugh, and he's like, yeah, what?
Yeah. It was just so confusing to see. So they had every chance to win it. It was only a one score game. Even if there was some of those bad calls, it's not like they were out of it by
Mm-hmm.
any means. Like they still had plenty of chances.
Mm-hmm.
They scored what 3 points in the second half. That's it. We'll have to score.
Yeah,
You only put up a
first
field
and
goal.
fourth, they did nothing in the middle of the game, literally nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know. They had their chance. Did you see the pregame stuff going on with
Yeah, kicking
Holmes, Kelsey,
yeah.
and Tucker and
So stupid. Like I get. It's not Pee Wee football, bro. You're professionals. You're getting paid a lot of money. Let the dude warm up. He's not kicking the ball right over your fucking dome. You don't even have to be over there. Like, like I understand like the competitive nature getting someone's head. To me, it's just childish like to that point, like throwing helmets. Like, shut the fuck. Oh my god, that's just never been how I play. So I just don't get it. I don't understand that. I'd rather just prove it on the
yeah, I
field
saw
and then
where
be like, bye. You know.
yeah, I saw where Justin Tucker said, I think it was a real issue. It was just some gamemanship. I think he was just trying to get in their head and rattle them a little bit.
Tucker was
But,
smiling. You could see him in the ball. He's like laughing. He's like, all
oh
right,
yeah,
come on.
yeah. So what it is, I think, they were trying to rattle the Chiefs, and it did not work.
They've been there too many
So
times. Was it
yep,
4 of the last 5 years they've been there?
yeah, a lot. So do you think I see there's some speculation, some talk that this was Ravens' best chance with Lamar to make it to the Super Bowl? Do you think they are now like this was the peak and their window is going to start to close next year, the year after?
I don't think so. I think he's still very capable, and the team he has around him, I don't think is very good as far as like star power. Like they're serviceable, obviously, but he is the Ravens. He is their
Yeah.
offense, right? You don't think of anyone like Odell Beckham's there, but okay. Like, what do they have other than Lamar Jackson? If they put offensive weapons around him, like star power weapons, that's not Odell Beckham Jr. I think they would be just fine. They'd get right back, probably number 1 seed again.
I was going to say though, so they have Zay Flowers,
Yeah.
who's looking like he's
Yep.
going to be really good. I think they should use a lot more 2 tight end sets.
Yeah.
Because what do we see every time that Andrews goes out? They don't skip a beat. They just plug in Isaiah Likely and they keep going. But then whenever Andrews comes back, it's almost like Isaiah Likely disappears again. So what I don't get is why don't they use him in a 2 tight end set like how the Patriots used to do back in the day?
Yeah, with
Remember that
Gronk and
whenever?
Demon Hernandez. Yeah.
Yes. Like they were like unstoppable.
Yeah, it was awesome.
If you get a really good pass catching tight end, they're a linebacker's too slow to keep up. Your corner is too small to guard them, and you've got 2 of them on your team. So that's why I think they should do Zay Flowers, 2 tight ends. Clearly, I mean, they have some good running backs. I mean, they're not like top in the league, but like they're a good running back by committee. So if you can go get another serviceable receiver, there's going to be some of them out there.
Mhm.
You look, T. Higgins is going to be possibly hitting the market here soon. Fortunately, Mike Evans might be hitting the market soon. So like
That'd be good for
good
them.
there's some good receivers out there. They can easily veteran number 1 and have Zay continue to be a number 2, although he's looked like a number 1. Like he can be a number 1 here soon. And you've got plenty of star. I don't think so. I just saw that today and I was thinking the same thing as you. Like, no, I don't think their window is closing. I think I feel like you're going to go into next season even hungrier because you feel like there was a game that you lost that you could have won and you should have won, but you didn't.
Yeah, they just
So
mismanaged. They just mismanaged their roster going into this year. I mean, obviously they did fine record wise and getting as far as they did, but I agree with you. I think the 2 tight end would be very good for them because then plus that gives you extra protection if like Lamar wants to roll out and this and that. I mean, you would be the expert in the 2 tight end because that's basically what I shredded you with in Madden. Like the only way I could shred you in Madden is with tight ends and slot receivers. So,
and also as far as running back goes, Dalvin Cook, I don't know, did he just sign for just this year or did he sign like a multi-year thing? That's what I don't know.
I don't know. I think I think it's just the year. I think he's just trying to get a championship real quick, but he would be good for a 2-3 year contract maybe. Because he's a good
No.
catching back as well, so it's like he could bail you out of some situations too. If Lamar's scrambling, he could be in a short distance, like, you know.
Yeah.
They have a lot of options, and yeah, like I don't think that window is closed whatsoever. I think the clock has started, you know, but it's definitely not at the end by any means.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think we could see them. Like you said, I could easily see them be back next year, number 1 seed again, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, something in there. At least a top
They'll-
3 team going into next year.
They'll be there and likely competing for the division.
Exactly. So switching over to the late game, we had the Detroit Lions, America's team, the real America's team, going into San Francisco, and they went toe to toe with the 49ers. Fortunately, they came up a field goal short. So what did you think about this game? Were you able to catch the whole game and like what did you think about it?
No, not really. I thought. I mean, I was doing. We were doing something else, and when I looked down, it was like when I texted you, I was like, "Damn," because like I was expecting to be far closer towards the half, and I was like, "Oh shit!" That's why I gave you the eyeballs, like, "Oh," because of our little joke. But, you know, but in typical Lions fashion, they choked very heavily. You know, I think that's just like a franchise thing. But I did like what Dan Campbell said at the end, or like to his players, like, "Hey, this is probably your last chance, man." Like, I think that's real. Like, it's not what you want to hear as a player, but like, they did like C.J. Gardner-Johnson like waving at people the first half, like, you put that on us, you know, like that's don't do that, you know, because then you like have people looking across the sideline and be like, oh, okay, yeah, wave by at us, yeah, that's fine. And then what happened when Kittle and Purdy did at the end? Bye, you know, like that's what you get, man.
Yeah, they see that motivates them.
Yeah, because like you had them. All you have to do is play 30 more minutes of football, and you'll be in the Super Bowl. But when you give people fuel like that, and you know whatever, and just whatever, right? It's dumb. But second little caveat here, I would also like to blame you for putting this into existence. We were fucking coasting until you fucking posted on Facebook. I was like, no. I mean, we'll never know,
it
but
was true.
I was like, damn it.
That's cool to know that I have that much influence over the universe that me posting a picture that's already been posted several times on Facebook.
But we've been talking about it. We've been putting the energy of Lions in the Super Bowl for weeks with that picture, based off of that picture, and we were looking good until he posted that thing.
Posted at the beginning. I just wanted to see if anyone else bought into any of the conspiracy theories. Nobody really said one way or the other that they bought into them. People were just telling me after, oh, I guess that one's not true. Like, no, I get it now that the games are over, but I just wanted to know if anyone bought into them because of the fact that we had been talking about those 2 conspiracy theories for months, really. And the fact that the final 4 came down to it where both were still true. But then coming out of that, neither are true.
Yeah, I think the NFL looked into it like, okay, we can't do the logos. We've seen this fucking picture. What's and they're like, wait, we have a third option? Let's go with it. San Francisco's actually going to go with the Chiefs. And everyone's like, fuck, we don't want this.
I think, listen, if they were doing it script-wise, the best thing that they could have done would have been Chiefs and Lions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That would have been the most storylines, the most interest, the most everything would have been
betting dollars.
Chiefs Lions. Oh yeah, it would have been insane. That's the one I was really hoping for, was a Chiefs Lions one. going into the Chiefs game, I was like, I don't really know. Maybe the Ravens, the Chiefs have been there. And I was like, no, if we could have just, you got the team that everyone is super rooting for versus the team that everyone is super rooting against. Better. It's like people weren't really rooting for or against the Ravens unless you're a fan, and no one's really rooting for or against the 49ers unless you're a fan. So I was like, let's get the Lions, and then that would be awesome to see too, because then it would tie in perfectly because that was the first game of the season was the Lions at the Chiefs, and they went in there and stunned them.
Yeah.
So it could have come full circle, and they could have played each other again, but for everything on the line.
Yeah. It would have been, like I said, it would have been way cooler, but whatever.
Yeah. Yep. So all the conspiracy theories were not true. You know what was true? All of my picks in the divisional and conference championship rounds, all of them.
Yeah.
I've gone a perfect 6-0
in the playoffs.
After a very shaky wild card round for me. I've been 6-0 on my picks.
I think we went more with our gut, and especially you towards the end there, like just like what we know is going.
Yes, Lions was the pick with my heart, but 49ers was the pick with my head and with my gut, and like it just makes too much sense. I just think they might be getting a little too worked up, a little too excited, and they might not make it past this round. Unfortunately, I really wish they did though.
Yeah, it'd been great.
What's your thoughts on the whole Dan Campbell going for it, not going for it at the end, all that controversy? He went for it on 4th down. They came up short. They lost by 3 points. Could have kicked a field goal. A lot of people going sideways at Dan Campbell.
If you look back at my pick last week, I said it would come down to exactly this. However, it did not go the way I thought, but I said he was going to make a gamble on a 4th down that's going to change the game, and it fucking did, but it didn't go the right way. So, but I don't fault him for it. Does it suck now? Yes. Will it suck if they don't make it to the playoffs next year? Yes, and it will for him because he'll get fired. But he stuck to his guns the whole year. He's like, hey, this is what we do. Yep. This is how we won. This is what we're gonna do. And he believes in his dudes. So he's like, you go out there on 4th down, like, you guys think you can do it kind of shit. Yes, okay, let's go out here on 4th down. You know, it's on them. Like the coach, like, yes, it's the coach's call, but the players still have to play the play, right? So you can't really just blame the coach. Like, the team didn't perform in that moment, and that's all it is to it. It sucks, yes, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And my thoughts on it were, people have been praising him all year for being such a risk taker, and you took this franchise and like that's become part of their identity, and that's what's got them to this point was him taking the risk and taking the chances. If there were other games where he played the traditional conservative way, they maybe don't make it this far. Yeah, or they don't win as many games, and then the seeding is different. Like there's all these other factors that could have changed.
Look at
it's you know, they say like in basketball, used to term when I'd watch it a lot. There's certain teams like you have like the Golden State Warriors. They live by the 3 and they die by the 3. It's what helps you win games, but it's also what's going to cause you to lose games sometimes. So win a lot more than you lose, but you're just not going to necessarily win them all, and you can't fault the system whenever it doesn't work the one time. It is what it is.
Yeah, and you also got to take Wayne Gretzky's advice. He missed 1,000 shot or 100% of the shots you don't take. So it's like that's an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. Like guarantee, right? I would take it. And my second thought is you also have to think about Ron Rivera, right? What made him who he was early on with Carolina? Riverboat Ron, right? It worked until it didn't, and now look, right? It has to be successful. That's the only thing. Yep. Gambling has to be successful.
It's what got him there. I don't blame him. I hope it doesn't cause him to change his style next year.
I love it.
Keep doing your thing. You know, everyone loves to see it. It's taking those risks. That's what makes that team so exciting to watch. I'm sure, especially for you, as the guy who never punts in Madden, you love to see all the times they're going for it and 4th down.
Fuck punters, dude. Like it's a two-phase game as far as I'm concerned. Offense and defense. Special teams is inconsequential. I don't care about it.
Get them off.
Give me those 11 dudes on offense and defense. I need extras.
That's all you care about. Hey, so do you think that where do you put Brock Purdy? I see there's a lot of talk back and forth. Is he good? By the way, this topic is for Turnell out there because he said he was tired of hearing about Brock Purdy, the debate. So this is for you, bud, if you're watching.
I mean,
where do you think this? Because a lot of people, me and him were talking about this. People say he's not very good. He's just a system quarterback, and I'm just like, but isn't everybody?
he's in a system.
Quarterbacks, yeah. And like, but how many quarterbacks? Like, if you took them, okay, he's a system quarterback. Let's just take Tom Brady. Okay, let's plug him into his career. Let's plug him into the Ravens read option offense. Do you think he would be as successful as he is? No, because it wouldn't be the right system for him.
Yeah.
You know,
I,
like you gotta, yes, every quarterback, but they're good and they have special skills that are maybe better in one area than the other. So you could, I guess, make an argument that everyone's a system quarterback.
and that's what I was going to say.
Just
to say that a quarterback is not a system quarterback is basically saying that he runs independently over the other 10 guys. The 10 guys get a play, other guy gets a play. That is basically what that's saying.
Yeah.
Everyone gets the same play because it's systematically in place. It is. Who cares? It's just because he's Mr. Irrelevant and he's successful, and all these other people who like they fucking stroke all these people's dicks in like the combine and draft. Like this guy's gonna be the best. This guy and this here comes this dude dead last, fucking wiping the floor with all these dudes. You're just mad. You're just mad.
Yeah.
You're just mad because he came from
That's what I
Iowa
thought
State
it's
and he's beating the shit out of all y'all.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought it is it's just people are mad at his success. Every team had a chance to go pick him up. Is he like I'm not going to sit here and put him ahead of Patrick Mahomes right now, but I think he's still very good, very serviceable. Still to this day, the only what has he lost? He's lost like what 3 games so far in 2 years,
And one of them
Four-
was a
four
playoff
if you-
game because he was hurt.
Yeah. I was about to say he's lost 4 games. They lost 3 this year. No, they've lost 5 this year.
Yeah, 5.
I don't know. I don't know about the last game. Did he even play that game, or was that he was sitting out? It was an irrelevant game,
yeah.
right?
But either
So
way,
let's just
he has
say
more wins than losses.
He's lost like probably 5 games, and one was the playoff game where he barely even played.
Yeah.
You know, so he's been able to lead that team to a lot of victories, to the NFC Championship game last year, back again this year. Yeah. And in the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I wouldn't be mad, you know, like if he was the quarterback of my team, not saying anything against Baker, but like
Yes.
I wouldn't be mad in general if he was the quarterback of my team. I'd be like, all right, we have a serviceable quarterback. It's not like we need to go in the draft looking for one again next year. We have our guy.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they work and they go and they get you championships, like we don't talk shit about Brad Johnson here by any means.
Yep. Yeah, it worked. Flashy, but it worked.
Yeah.
Got her for Super Bowl.
He's cool with
him.
us.
Yeah. That's all you need to do. You just need to if you got to be a game manager, whatever, be a game manager and just do what you need to do to win. You're filling your spot on the team. It may vary. Someone like the Chiefs may ask a lot of their quarterback and Patrick Mahomes, and then someone like the 49ers doesn't have to ask a lot because they have other players that can do more.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Yeah.
You know? So with that leads us to our game in 2 weeks. We have the 49ers, the Chiefs at Vegas. I see a lot of the meme jokes talking about how Kansas City gets to play a playoff game in Vegas before the Raiders do, which is hilarious in their new stadium.
I mean, say can be said about the Lions, the Texans, the Cardinals.
But
like
it's just it's a division rival.
Yeah,
That's the main joke of that. It's division rival. Your division rival gets to win a playoff game and play a playoff game in your stadium before you. It's not like it's year one. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. I saw that circulating today. So,
petty
any thought? Yeah, any thoughts, predictions, anything going into the Super Bowl for the game? Otherwise,
I mean,
what are you doing for the Super Bowl? Are you going to watch it this year?
Honestly, I have like no real interest in it. Like, I mean, the only thing I want to see is the score, you know, all zeros and the Chiefs to be in the L column. How they get there, I don't care. You know, like it doesn't matter. I don't want to see them win. What I want to see is Travis Kelce to be gone so we can just be done with all the other nonsense as well. If that's what he's going to do, please go. Don't continue this on any longer, please. Let me watch football in peace, right? But to my pick, right? My heart wants the 49ers to win. It does. And not just because of the Chiefs, but I would like to see John Lynch win a Super Bowl as a GM because I was a big fan of him here. Obviously, like he was arguably one of the best safeties of all time, one of the hardest hitting dudes ever. And a super smart dude and a super nice guy. So it's like I wanted to see him succeed in San Francisco. You know, the owner York gave him full reign to put together a team, and hey, pretty good job, bud. So I'd like to see him have that success, and a lot of the dudes on the team too. Like I love that for anyone. I met Christian McCaffrey one time, super nice guy. Like for him to win one, basically everyone on the board. However, I try to think of my brain, right? What would the NFL do? Man, they would let Travis Kelce ride off in the sunset, wouldn't they? Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. If I were to guess, Chiefs are probably going to win. Yeah.
So you think if they win, you think he's done with football and he's going to retire?
Yeah, why not? You have 3 Super Bowls. You were compared to Gronk and Shannon Sharp, the highest high you can really go as far as a tight end right now. You know, you were one of the 3 faces on the Mount Rushmore of tight ends, I'd say.
Yep.
And you have, you know, your gig going on outside. Like you're good to go, bud. Like you have nothing left to prove. You have all these records. You beat Jerry Rice in a record. I'd hang that hat right then. You know, like it's something no one else thought that they could do. And you did it as a white tight end. You know, like that's awesome. But I think that would be what does he have left to lose? I mean, he's played for 10 years. He's made a lot of money. He's very popular. He has a ton of records. Dude, why not leave? What do you have? Another Super Bowl? You're already a Hall of Famer. Yep. Enjoy the rest of your life. You're the same age as me. I would be chilling. If I had 3 Super Bowls at this age right now, chilling. Done. Sorry.
Chilling? That's it? I don't know. We'll see. I don't see him necessarily retiring because, I mean, I feel like he's still maybe on the slight back end, but still in his prime.
But he could take a blow to the knee week 1 next year and never be in his prime ever again.
He could. But I mean, if he's still having, which he looks like he's having fun out there and enjoying himself, I could just see him play for another few more years.
Yeah, you never know.
But for me, as far as the game goes, I'm always going to watch. There's never going to be, since the earliest Super Bowl I can remember as a kid watching, 49ers and the Chargers. The 49ers won like 55-10 or something.
Yeah,
it was
I think
super
that was the
blowout.
Score. Yeah.
And that's whenever like Bucks have been and will always be my number 1 team. But that's back when I used to always love watching 49ers games. Young, Jerry Rice, John Taylor. You know, I could go Deion Sanders, Charles, all of them. I could sit there and go down the list because I used to watch them religiously. From then through last year, I have watched every single Super Bowl live minus 1. And that was Patriots, Giants 2. And that's because I was stuck working that night, which I was pissed. Pissed. And I said, never again. After that happened, I said, I will never work Super Bowl ever again in my life. So I will definitely be watching. To me, it really doesn't even matter which teams are in. It could even be, for me, a worst case scenario Super Bowl would be the Eagles and the Steelers, and I would still watch the game because I enjoy watching who gets crowned champion. Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly. No matter who won, we would all still lose in that case.
I mean, let's see. The first Super Bowl I remember watching is probably Packers Broncos. I think was probably the one like I vividly remember.
Did we watch that one at your Uncle Keith's house?
That was that was Broncos Falcons. I remember very vividly for whatever reason, very vividly.
Yeah, but I don't know why I remember I couldn't tell you where I watched most any other Super Bowl, but I knew there was one that we watched at Keith's there.
But from that first Packers one, I never missed one until I went to Afghanistan, and I kind of had no choice, right? So like after that, like the weight of the game of what it meant to me kind of pivoted, because then I felt like, because I knew I could miss it and not like be it not matter to me, I guess. Because like by the
Yep.
time I realized it was on, it was like the fourth quarter, and it was 5 a.m. local time, Afghanistan. I was like, oh shit, I'm like, whatever. But like the weight of the game only matters if I like care. So it's like if same with the national championship. Like I love my college football, but I will just disregard a national championship if I have like no equity in the game by any means. It doesn't have to be like because I don't like a team or this or that. Like if the game doesn't appear fun to me, I'm not going to waste my time. It's 3 hours of my time, right? 4 for the Super Bowl.
At least, yeah.
I'll see highlights. I have internet. I'm sure my social media will be nothing but, if I watch it, I watch it. But I don't. It doesn't matter to me. Especially like this game does not matter to me. If I watch it, I watch it. It's inconsequential. Like the Bucks Super Bowls, the Patriots Super Bowls. I was about. Those are ones like I had to watch because of Tom Brady.
Yep.
And then the other Bucks one is because we finally fucking won one down here, so it was super nice.
Yep.
But other than that, like, what is that? Eight Super Bowls I really cared about.
Oh, yeah.
Out of my 35 years of existence.
Yeah, I just watch it because I invest a lot of my Sunday time into watching games. I like to see the end of the season and how it all plays out. And I'll be honest, if I wasn't doing that Sunday on Super Bowl Sunday, I wouldn't be doing anything else worthwhile. Nothing that I would really remember.
You've always, I mean, you're my brother. As long as I've known you, it's always been football on Sundays and nothing else. So,
yep,
it's just part of who you are. So,
it is. Yep. And I look back, the 49ers Chargers Super Bowl, that was in 95.
Damn. So after that was Packers Patriots, and then Packers Broncos, and that's when I remember. I slightly remember the Packers Patriots, but I think I remember that more of like as highlights of like Desmond Howard, because every time they like Michigan games like in the mid to late 90s, they would always show Desmond Howard and stuff in that game. So my memories of that may just be highlight related. So that's why I say for sure the Packers Broncos game.
Gotcha. Oh, I think for my prediction for this game, I'm going to continue to ride with my prediction since day one. I think this is the 49ers year. I mean, I could see it going either way. I definitely see your Chiefs pick. I'm just imagining in my head for this game, imagining a rehash of the Chiefs Super Bowl. In the sense that I think that I believe in 49ers defense to get in there and frustrate the Chiefs offense. I mean, and then you see the 49ers offense, they have too many weapons like we were talking about. Hand the ball off to McCaffrey, throw it to Debo, throw it to Ayuk, throw it to Kittle. Like they're not going to like blow them out with 40 or 50 points, but they'll get their high 20s, low 30s, and they may surprise everyone holding the Chiefs low, just like the Bucks did. We held them, what was it, 31-9? No one saw that coming.
No. It was wonderful.
They had Tyreek Hill.
Oh, yeah,
who just torched us that year for what, 200-something yards in the first half and like 3 or 4 touchdowns?
I think if the Chiefs do win, it would have to be by plus 30. I definitely think the Niners are will do their best to hang it up on them, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But and again, I think aside from me just really believing in the defense that John Lynch has put together, I think the other part of that is I just feel like they've had a chip on their shoulder and something to prove ever since last year's NFC Championship game. Thought that they were the better team. They were convinced they were a Super Bowl team because of losing 2 quarterbacks in the same game. Like I think all year they want to prove to everyone, hey, listen, we would have won that year too. They're steamrolling through just about everybody this year. Right? That's why I'm going to stick with them. I think it's going to be the 49ers. I think they're going to surprise the Chiefs, and I think there's going to be a lot of very happy people on Facebook when that happens.
I'm pretty sure most of the country will be happy. I think only 2 states that care are Kansas and Missouri for the Chiefs. I think it's literally 48 other states against those 2.
Yeah. Good portion of them for sure. So, But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. I don't know what we're gonna do. Make our usual spread of food. I always look forward to the commercials too. It's just
Yeah, that
it's
is that
just a good
is
entertaining day, like you get the best out of the advertisers and everything. So I don't know. I just love it. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll be down there by you likely that day anyhow for fitness related stuff. So who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
If
Yeah.
you're in the area, we'll have some food.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'll have.
So, oh, we will have the food. We will probably start making our Super Bowl menu soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure any day now we're going to figure out what we're going to make. Still always put together something just to make some sort of snacks. Heck, even Alex looks forward to it. He looks forward to football Sunday, not to watch even
He
an
just
ounce of
knows
football, but just
food.
because he knows we got some good food that day. He loves football snacks.
Yeah, snacks. Yeah,
So
boy loves the snacks, man.
he sure does. So I think that'll do it for this week's episode. I believe we will be off for next week because we're not really going to recap the Pro Bowl. Who
No.
cares? Um, but we'll be back in 2 weeks to recap the Super Bowl and then to recap all of our beginning of the year. Their analyst picks. We'll take a look back, see how good were we at predicting the season. And I would really like to encourage more people to get involved, to try it out, put their name on some picks. And it's always fun to see. Yep. It's always fun to see how far off you were, what you really thought was going to happen and didn't even come close to happening. It's just fun to do.
It is, especially when you're right,
Yes.
Especially when you're right.
Yep. Like you were when you predicted the Bucs Super Bowl, and I am now went away from predicting the 49ers Super Bowl win. So
I also predicted Justin Herbert to be offensive player or offensive rookie of the year when he wasn't even the starting quarterback.
Yep.
Knew it.
You did. You nailed that one too. So that will do it for us. Before we go, any parting thoughts for the viewers?
No. Hopefully everyone enjoys the Super Bowl. It's going to be weird without football for 6 months. Silence in the universe.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna have to find something else to do on Sundays.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to figure that out.
I would just stand outside and stare at the fence. Like, this is better than anything else.
Yep. All right, that'll do it for us for this week. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.
See you.